Hi, good morning all of you. Now we are going to study in the chapter quadrilateral midpoint theorem. See, it's given a triangle. In this triangle, we can give a name for this one, ABC. In this triangle, its two sides midpoints are given. AB's midpoint is given E and AC's midpoints is given F. We can join these two midpoints, we will get a line segment, and midpoint theorem says this line segment EF is parallel to BC. Okay, and also EF, the length EF is equal to half of BC. This is given by midpoint theorem. So we can prove this one. For proving, we are just drawing a parallel line to AB at C. At C, we are drawing a parallel line. So this AB, BA and CD are parallel to. I am going to mark here D. See, just extend this line segment up to D. Then CD is parallel to AB. Parallelize. Okay. Parallels. Now see, now we got two triangles. One is AEF and other one is CDF. Sorry, AEF and CDF itself. Okay. See, in these two triangles, we can say angle A is equal to angle C because two lines parallel cut by a transversal. These two angles are equal. So we can consider triangle AEF and triangle CDF. In this one we are getting angle A is equal to angle C. Alternate angles. And then what about angle F? See this angle, if I am giving 1, angle 2, angle 1 equal to angle 2 because they are vertically opposite angles. So we are getting one more pair of angle AFE is equal to angle CDF. Or CFD. CDF is this one. CFD required. Okay. Now we got two pair of angles are equal for these two triangles, and it's given F is the midpoint, so AF is equal to FC. F is midpoint. So now ASA criteria, we can say these two triangles are congruent triangles. Congruent triangles. Okay. Since the two triangles are congruent, their corresponding angles equal, corresponding sides equal. So we can say EF and DF are same. EF is equal to DF. Also we can say AE is equal to CD. AE is equal to CD. See, E is given midpoint of AB. So AE is same as BE. So we can write BE is equal to CD. Instead of AE, I replace with the BE because AE and BE are same. It's given A is the midpoint of AB. Now see, BE equal to CD we got. BE is parallel to CD we constructed like that. So in this quadrilateral BCDE, in BCDE, we got opposite sides BE and CD equal to CD, and also BE is parallel to parallel to CD. See, these two line segments are parallel. Okay. Now we studied one theorem. In a quadrilateral, if one pair of opposite angles equal and parallel, that quadrilateral will be a parallelogram. So we can say BCDE. BCDE is a parallelogram. Now see, in this parallelogram, so since it is a parallelogram, we can write ED is equal to BC. ED means EF. EF is the same line segment. So we are getting EF parallel to BC. And see, in this parallelogram, opposite sides are equal, no? So we can write ED is equal to BC. ED equal to BC. See, F is midpoint of ED. How we got F is midpoint of ED? Since these two triangles are congruent, EF and DF are same. So F is the midpoint of ED. So we can write ED is equal to 2 times of EF, or we can write ED equal to 2 times of EF itself. So EF is equal to half of ED we can write, isn't it? EF we can write as half of ED. So here it's given ED is equal to BC. ED we are replacing with 2EF. 2EF is equal to BC. Then we can write EF is equal to half of BC. Or you can think like this, EF is half of ED. ED and BC are same. So EF is equal to half of BC. Okay. So this is the proof for midpoint theorem. Now see, we can do some problems from the textbook. It's given ABCD is a rhombus. And the PQRS are the midpoints of the sides AB, BC, CD, DA. AB, BC, CD, DA. P, Q, R, S are given. And we need to prove PQRS is a rectangle. So we have to join this one. We need to prove PQRS is a rectangle. I forgot to say the converse of midpoint theorem. See, midpoint theorem says in a triangle, take any two sides midpoints. The line segment joining the midpoints will be parallel to the third side of the triangle. See, in this triangle if you are taking this side and this side we are taking in the midpoints, then the join this line segment, we will get these two line segments are. That means the line segment joining midpoints and the third side of the triangle will be parallel. And also this is half of this third side. Okay, this is midpoint theorem. Its converse will come like this. In a triangle, if you are taking the midpoints of one midpoint and draw a parallel line from this midpoint parallel to the second side. See, one side's midpoint we took and going to draw a parallel line to this one. That means one side of the triangle to its parallel line. And you just draw that line. That means draw a parallel line through the midpoint of one side of the triangle. Then of course that parallel line will cut the third side of the triangle through its midpoint. So this point will be the midpoint of the triangle. So if in a triangle, if midpoints joining line segment will be parallel to the third side and its converse will come like this. If you are drawing a parallel line from the midpoint of one side of the triangle and parallel to the second side of the triangle, then that line will be passing through the midpoint of the third side of the triangle. So here we got one question. ABCD is a parallel rhombus. Rhombus means it's a parallelogram itself. PQRS is we are getting the line segment joining the midpoints of the sides of the rhombus. So PQRS will form a quadrilateral. We need to prove that quadrilateral is a rectangle. So before that we need to prove this is a parallelogram. A parallelogram with one angle 90 degree we can call it as a rectangle. So we are going to prove this is a parallelogram. So for that we are just drawing the diagonal BD. And you know this is given the midpoint, this is given the midpoint. Consider the triangle ADB. In ADB midpoints joining, of course this two will be parallel. And consider the triangle CBD. You have to write that one in triangle ADB. SP, SNP are the midpoints. So SP is equal to SP is parallel to BC. How? By midpoint theorem. And next triangle, consider triangle CBD. In triangle CBD, next line you need to write in triangle CBD. RQ is equal to BD because midpoint theorem. So we got not equal, parallel, not equal. RQ is parallel to BD. by midpoint theorem. RQ will be half of BD. Okay. Now see this SP parallel BD and RQ parallel BD. So we can write SP is parallel to RQ. And also SP is equal to half of BD. RQ is equal to half of BD. So of course SP is equal to RQ. Now we got the quadrilateral PQRS opposites, one pair of opposite sides equal and parallel. So this is a parallelogram. We got PQRS as a parallelogram. Is a parallelogram. Okay. Now we need to prove their one angle is 90 degree. So for that we can just draw the second diagonal also. By drawing the diagonals of a rhombus, we know diagonals are perpendicular to each other. So this is 90 degree. See, these two line segments are parallel. So of course this angle also will be 90 degree. Co-interior angles. So since these two line segments are parallel, which line segments? SR and AC are parallel. This is the transversal. So these two angles are co-interior angles. So now we got angle S is 90 degree. Okay, so to reach angle S is 90 degree, we have taken diagonals bisect and perpendicular to each other. Diagonals are perpendicular to each other. So we got this angle as 90 degree. Since these two line segments are parallel, this is the transversal. So these two angles will be 180 degrees. So 90 plus 90 is 180. So we mark this angle as 90. And same way, these two line segments are parallel. That means RS and CA are parallel. So cut by a transversal. So these two angles are supplementary. So since this is 90, this will be 90. Okay, now we got in PQRS angle S is 90 degrees. So this is a rectangle. PQRS is a rectangle. Okay. The next one, it's given one parallelogram ABCD. And F and E are midpoints given, F and E. AF is joined and CE is joined. BD is joined. This point is PQ. We need to prove PQ trisect the side BD. P and Q trisect the side BD means P and Q. While marking P and Q on BD, BD will be divided into three equal parts. That is the meaning of trisect. So PD is equal to PQ is equal to QB. We need to prove that one. This ABCD is a parallelogram given, no? So AB is equal to CD. And E is given the midpoint, F is given the midpoint of CD. So we can write half of AB is equal to half of CD. Half of AB is AE. AE is equal to half of CD is CF or DF, but we need CF, that's right, CF. So we got AE and CF are equal. These two line segments are equal. Also they are parallel. So when we are taking the quadrilateral AEFC, AE and FC are the opposite sides of the quadrilateral. And we got they are equal and parallel. So we can say the quadrilateral AEFC is a parallelogram. We got AEFC is a parallelogram. AEFC is parallelogram. Okay. Then see, since this is a parallelogram, their opposite sides are parallel. AE parallel to CE. So now see the now you consider the triangle DCQ. Triangle DCQ. This problem we didn't complete on that day. Some students have sent already the answers. For others, now you write. Means in that previous class we just stopped doing this problem. No? So the triangle DCQ. Consider the triangle DCQ. It's given F is the midpoint, and we got these two line segments are parallel. Now see. How we got that two are parallel? They are the opposite sides of the parallelogram AECFC. So we got EP is, not EP, FP is parallel to CQ and F is the midpoint in triangle DCQ. So by converse of midpoint theorem, P will be the midpoint of DQ. So in the triangle DCQ, F is midpoint and FP is parallel to CQ. So in a triangle, drawing a parallel line to one side of the triangle from the midpoint of another one side, then that line segment will be passed through the midpoint of the third side, that is third side is DQ. So we are drawing FP is parallel to CQ and F is the midpoint of DC and we are getting P is the midpoint of DQ. P is midpoint of DQ by converse of midpoint theorem. You can write the reason by converse of midpoint theorem. Now we got P is the midpoint, so DP is equal to PQ. DP is equal to PQ. Okay? Then, same way, you can consider the triangle B. No, we need this one, no? So, BAP. Consider triangle BAP. BAP. In triangle BAP. See, in BAP, E is the midpoint. E is midpoint of the side AB. BAP. This triangle only you need to see. And E is the midpoint. And also EQ is parallel to AP. EQ parallel to AP. And by converse of midpoint theorem, we can say Q. This EQ. Q will be midpoint of BP. Okay, because from the midpoint, drawing a parallel line to the second side of the triangle, then that parallel line will cross the midpoint of this third side. So BP is the third side, Q is the midpoint of BP. Q is midpoint of BP. So we got PQ is same as BQ. So PQ is same as BQ. Now we got DP equal to PQ is equal to BQ. All the sides are, all the three line segments are equal. So what does it mean? P and Q divides the line segment BD into three equal parts. That is called a trisecting. Okay, so this much I explained only for the absentees in the previous class. Now we can do some more questions. And also we completed question number 1 and 2, I think in 1, 2 we completed now. Question number 1 also in the class. Then next one. Show that the line segment joining the midpoints of opposite sides of a quadrilateral bisect each other. We need to prove the line segment joining the midpoint of opposite sides of a quadrilateral. So we can just draw a quadrilateral. We can give name as ABCD. Mark the midpoints of opposite sides as PQ. Just join this one and PQRS, midpoints join this one. We need to prove this is a bisecting. That means PQ is bisected by the line segment RS and RS is bisected by the line segment PQ. Okay. So just interchanging this Q and R because Q and S. PQ RS, like this and in the name PQRS. Okay, so we need to prove PR bisected by SQ and SQ bisected by PR. We need to prove that one. So for that we are doing like this, just joining these two midpoints. Just to draw this diagonal also. And draw these two midpoints also. Now see the triangle DAC. In triangle DAC, you are getting these two are parallel because S and R are the midpoints of the two sides DC and DA. So in triangle DCA, midpoints joining, you will get it is parallel to the third side. So you are getting SR parallel to AC by midpoint theorem. SR parallel to AC. And the same way P and Q are the midpoints of the sides BA and BC if you are taking the triangle BAC. See the triangle BAC. BAC. In this triangle P and Q are the midpoints. Then this line segment will be parallel to this AC. Now we got SR is parallel to AC and PQ is parallel to AC. Now we can write SR is parallel to PQ. SR is parallel to PQ. Same way we can prove SP is parallel to RQ. If you are drawing the diagonal BD, I'm just rubbing this one, otherwise so many lines will come. SP and RQ joining and the diagonal BD joining. It's not sure it is passing through this point. I just drawn accidentally it is passing through this one. Previous one purposefully I have not drawn through this point. Okay. So we are getting the triangle CDB. CDB. RQ and BD are parallel. In triangle ADB. ADB, PS and BD are parallel. So we are getting RQ parallel to SP. RQ parallel to SP. Now see the quadrilateral PQRS. PQRS, we got their opposite sides are parallel. Opposite sides are parallel. I just removing this diagonal to avoid so many lines. Okay. We got PQRS is a parallelogram. If PQRS is a parallelogram, we can say their diagonals bisect each other. So, PR bisect SQ or SQ is bisecting the line PR. So, we can say PR and SQ are bisects each other. Okay, so we got the answer. The question was asked, the midpoints of the opposite sides midpoints joining line segments are bisecting each other. Now we got RS, RP and SQ are the diagonals of the parallelogram PQRS. Since it's a parallelogram, we proved it's a parallelogram. Parallelograms diagonals bisect each other. So PR and SQ bisects each other. So, okay, you have to write that much. You need to write here PQRS is a parallelogram. Now, PR and SQ are the diagonals. Since it is a parallelogram, diagonals bisect each other. So, hence the proof. We need to prove that one PR parallel to PR and SQ are bisecting each other. Okay. We can do one question from this previous exercise. Question number 9, 10 you did as homework, I think. Then see question number 5, like this question without figure. Show that if the diagonal of a quadrilateral are equal and bisect each other at right angle, then it is a square. Okay. We have diagonals of the quadrilateral. ABCD is the quadrilateral and AC and BD are the diagonals. Show that the diagonals of a quadrilateral are equal and bisect each other at right angles, then it is a square. We need to prove ABCD is a square. If we need to prove ABCD is a square. So before that we need to prove it's a parallelogram, isn't it? And also all sides are equal and one angle is 90 degrees. So many things we need to do. So it's given AC and BD are equal and they are perpendicular to each other. Mark this point as O. And now what is given? AC's midpoint is O and BD's midpoint is O because it is given that two diagonals are bisect each other. So O will be the midpoint of both the diagonals. And also this angle AOB is 90 degree or DOC is 90 degree, that also given. They are perpendicular to each other. And also AC is equal to BD. So we can write AO is equal to CO, AO is equal to BO, AO is equal to DO. All line segments are equal now. Okay, because they are equal and bisect each other and also perpendicular. So to prove it's a square, that means ABCD is a square, first we need to prove it's a parallelogram and their all sides are equal, that means it should be a rhombus, and also one angle is 90 degree, that means it should be a rectangle also. A parallelogram with the all sides equal with the angle 90 degree, we can call it as a square. Okay. So for that we are considering the triangle AOB and COD. Triangle AOB and triangle COD. We can write AO is equal to CO, OB is equal to OD, and also angle AOB equal to angle COD. AOB is equal to COD 90-90. AO is equal to CO, BO is equal to D. Okay, so by SAS criteria, we can prove the two triangles are congruent. That step congruency steps you need to write. AO equal to CO, OB equal to OD, angle AOB equal to angle COD. So by SAS criteria, these two triangles are congruent. Since they are congruent, their corresponding angles are equal. AOB and COD. I am taking these two angles. See, AOB and COD. Angle A equal to angle C. Now see, these two angles we got, they are equal. So actually that two angles are two line segments AB and CD cut by a transversal. We are getting these two angles. We got these two angles are equal, so we can say that two line segments are parallel. See, if two line segments parallel cut by a transversal, alternate angles are equal. If alternate angles are equal, that two line segments are lines are parallel to each other. If parallel lines only, we will get alternate angles equal. Okay, so we can say AB is parallel to, since angle BAO equal to angle DCO, that means alternate angles equal. How we got from where we got this one? These two triangles are congruent, so their corresponding part CP, CT, we got these two are equal. Since they are equal, we can write, the line segment AB is parallel to CD. And also AB is equal to CD. AB is equal to CD by CPCD. Since we proved AOB is congruent to COD, so AB is equal to CD. Okay. Same way we can prove these two angles also equal. Triangles are congruent. Same way. So we are getting AB and CD are equal. Also they are parallel. So ABCD is a parallelogram. So from here you can write ABCD is a parallelogram. AB and CD are equal and parallel. We can write ABCD is a parallelogram. We got ABCD is a parallelogram. Now see, take these two triangles. AOB and AOD. And triangle AOB and triangle AOD. What you can say about AOB and AOD? See, these two are equal. AOB and AOD. These two are equal. OD and OB are equal. OA is common and these two angles are 90 degree. See, AO common. OB equal to OD and angle AOB equal to angle AOD. So by SAS criteria, these two triangles are congruent. So these two triangles are congruent, so their corresponding sides are and angles are equal. So we can write AB is equal to AD. AB is equal to AD. Now already we got AB and CD are equal and also it's a parallelogram. Now we got AB and AD are equal. So AD will be equal to BC because opposite sides of parallelogram. So we proved it is a parallelogram with the all sides are equal, so it is a rhombus. Okay, AB, BC, CD, AD, all sides are equal, so it is a rhombus. Then now again we have one more thing to prove, that is one angle should be 90 degree. Then only it will become a square. So for that what we can do? We need to consider the triangle BAD and triangle ADC. Triangle BAD and triangle ADC. That means we need these two angles. Okay, these two angles. BAD and ADC. Okay. What you can say about that two triangles? What about BA and AD? BA is equal to AD. BA and AD are equal. What is AD and DC? AD and DC are equal. AD is equal to DC. What is BD and AC? BD and AC. BD and AC are equal, given. This and all we proved. We proved above. If you are giving the name for that equations, you can write the reason is from 1, from 2 like that. Okay. This we proved already, no? All the sides are equal. So by SSS criteria, we are getting these two triangles are congruent. Two triangles are congruent. Which are the triangle? BAD, this triangle, and ADC, this triangle. Since they are congruent, their corresponding angles are equal. So we can write angle BAD is equal to angle ADC. That means BAD means this angle. This angle, and ADC means this angle. We got these two angles are equal. Okay. And also we know they are supplementary angles because two lines, parallel lines cut by a transversal, these two angles are 180 degree. So, and also angle BAD plus angle ADC is equal to 180 degree. See, from here we are getting two angles, sum is 180 and also they are equal, so each will be 90. So we can write angle BAD is equal to 90 degree. Okay, we got one angle of this rhombus is 90 degrees, so automatically this is also 90 degree, and opposite angles are equal, 90 degree, opposite angles are equal, 90 degrees. Now we got all the angles are 90 degree, also it is a parallelogram and it's a rhombus, so it is a square. Okay, like this its proof is coming. Simple only, I took lengthy, means slowly only explain that way. Okay, just try this one. That much only for today, so we can wind up this lesson today. Next day we can start new lesson. Okay, then bye. Thank you.